Ever since the beginning of time, trade has been a staple part of humanity's life. This is also proven by history, including the Silk Road trade route between Europe and Asia to the Trans-Saharan trading network from the 8th to early 7th century. But what exactly is trade, and how has trade affected us since then? My name is Aleena Sianturi from Nusantara High School, and today I'd like to deliver my speech on trade and multilateralism, promoting stability with alliances. As I was talking about, this gets us to the fundamental definitions of economy, to fulfill our needs. That means all the trade that our ancestors had been doing since the Stone Age is for this one apparent purpose, fulfilling our needs. And without our needs, we might not even be able to survive. This shows how important trade is in our lives. In this day and age, humans are still the trade. We call this system or network a market, just how an economist refers to it. Without it, we won't be able to have most things that we have now. An easy example of trade will be import and export. But there are certain policies, politics, and the economy that can affect trade. Every and each country has their own guidelines and rules on it. With policies of each country that are different from the others doesn't make trade any easier, especially with taxes that also need to be paid. Unless you want to do an illegal trade, of course, but I wouldn't recommend that at all. Disruptions and differences may cause an instability in trade, as well as uneven distribution of natural resources, differences in climate or tradition of the local people, or even differences in stages of the economic development. This is when multilateralism comes in. But what exactly is multilateralism? According to the Wikipedia, multilateralism is an alliance of multiple countries pursuing a common goal. But it doesn't always discuss trade. It can also discuss tax policy, sustainable energy transitions, and so much more. However, how does multilateralism affect stability in trade? Multilateralism is also a media of promoting and changing. Multilateralism is able to promote more benefits to both countries that are engaging in alliance with. Such multilateralism can be taken as an example of G20, WTO or World Trade Organizations, and European Union. Actions had been taken for the stability of international trade by multilateralisms, for instance, G20. In the Italian G20 presidency in 2021, the agenda was trade in services and investments facilitation, as well as trade and health, with level playing field and sustainability issues playing a central role with boosting MSME's international competitiveness. With OECD support, it was held with analytical inputs on the resilience of GVCs, trade in services, which also includes digital trade, level playing field issues, and transparencies of government support and investment facilitation. This action, taken for the agenda, helped the 20 countries included in G20 for the stability of trade between countries. But actions taken doesn't always come up perfectly. Some decisions taken might not affect the country at all. That's why summits, meetings are regularly held to talk through the latest crises, problems, and topics. The latest G20 is being held over the Indonesian presidency with the theme of Recover Together, Recover Stronger, with one of its priority agenda on standardizing cross-border payments, or CBP, as well as the general principles for developing CBDC. And some of the benefits also include discussions to support and boost economic recovery activity in Indonesia, presenting an opportunity to introduce Indonesia's tourism sector and local products to the world, and demonstrating Indonesia's leadership in the global economic recovery with a regional perspective. The G20 presidency affirms Indonesia's leadership in the terms of international and economic diplomacy in the region, considering Indonesia is the only G20 member among ASEAN countries. The Indonesian presidency of G20 is apparently also crucial and responsible for the US-China trade war. Other than that, Indonesia is also expected to encourage G20 countries to invest in developing countries to build industrial in a hub and spoke. Indonesia's role in GVC should be made a priority to discover how Indonesia can play a bigger role, in particular as a producer, not only a consumer, in an effort to strengthen international trade and investment. Although Indonesia is essentially still dependent on natural commodities or resources, until a larger part of the participation is still dominated by the downstream GVC. Lastly, I would like to point out how this also shows the importance of alliances and multilateralism for countries. to ally and help each other on this certain topic of discussions with the benefits for both parties. Promoting and propagating the stability of trade will definitely help us too, especially in the fulfilling needs to survive, along with possible future complicated and complex issues and international trade risks need to be alleviated and studied further, particularly the influence of environment issues, health, digitizations on the modern future, digital economy, and the formation of a sustainable economy on international trade investment activities. That is why socializing is important, relations are important, and friends are not less that important. To know much and to be able to hold an agreement with each and all is a power that cannot be wasted. We never know the opportunity that could come out of it. Finally, I would like to quote from a successful American entrepreneur, Jim Rohn. Take advantage of every opportunity to practice your communication skills so that when important questions arise, you will have the gift, the style, the sharpness, the clarity, and the emotions to affect other people. That is all from my speech. Thank you.